Tuesday, packed house here at Shirley Rhodes here, intern Dan, aka Stash. Got Chandler Honeycutt, the big dogs here. Bryce Williams hanging out, and awesome to have in studio musician Cooper Greer. You've seen him performing, or at least heard the name, and he joins us here on Pirate Radio Live today. Cooper, welcome in. Good to have you, man.
What's up, man? Good to be here.
Yes, sir.
Have me on.
Yes, sir. And you will be performing the after party after our Pirate Radio football kickoff party at Dirty Dan. So folks will do a little shagging here in chairman of the board, and then afterwards partying at Dirty Dan's here in the stylings of Cooper Greer. It's going to be a big night.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. It's always a good time here in Greenville, so we're getting ready to be on the road for a while, so it'll be nice to get back in town.
Awesome. Well, where are you heading? What kind of dates you got coming up?
So we're getting ready to head off this weekend. Actually, we're headed up to New York. We're going to be with Scotty McCreary up there, and then we're coming back for a couple shows down at the beach, and then back up to New York, Pennsylvania, and then down to Georgia and Florida and back up again. So
you say that like it's down the road. You're going up the entire East Coast.
Oh, man, it ain't nothing but a thing.
I guess you get used to it after a while.
Man, I left to go to Alabama to go play, and I played in Birmingham, Alabama on 6 hours notice one time. So,
wow.
They said, can you give us an answer in 6 hours? I said, you know what, I'm on the way right now. Let's go.
Well, awesome, man.
Is it just, are you driving, or are you on tour bus? Or just depend?
Man, we're still grinding it out, so we're switching out drivers.
Yeah.
We do like every 4 hours. Like I'll drive 4 hours,
Wow.
player drives 4 hours, merch guy drives 4
Wow.
hours.
Dang.
Did you mention Scotty McCreary?
Yeah, man.
Man, so American Idol winner. I mean, he's from Garner, so
Yeah, man.
He's got some pretty good hits out there, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. It's been a great run of shows, because we just came off a sold out show with Jake Owen. We did a show with Jake Owen last weekend right before I went out of town, and I think it was like 5,000, something like that.
Wow.
So
That's big time stuff, too.
I'm still kind of riding that high.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And that was where?
That was out there in Mania.
Oh, yeah.
So it used to be Roanoke Island Festival Park, I think.
Yeah.
It's like Music Amphitheater now.
Okay. Yeah.
Dude, that place is,
Nice.
they got that venue set up right.
Really? Yeah. My grandma, she's in Deer County, so
Nice.
Mania, you know.
Cooper, let's get to know you a little bit. And I heard Bryce asking about your background. So where are you from?
I'm from Hyde County. I was born in Joplin, Missouri, but I moved here when I was like 5, and I spent my entire life growing up around Hyde County, fishing and hunting and stuff. So, that's home to me.
We do Pirate Radio Outdoors with Bryce Williams every week. We need to hook y'all up. But when did you know that music was something you wanted to be a part of your life?
When I found out that my rodeo career wasn't going anywhere.
What section of rodeo were you?
Yeah.
I was I was bull riding for about 2.5 years, and right there at the end, I decided to try my hand at bronc riding, and wish I had done that to start with. I was a lot better at that, but yeah,
Man.
I found out with the music thing, you don't spend quite as much time in the hospital and make a little more money. So
Yeah. Goodness, great. Now, what injuries have you had on?
man, honestly, nothing too crazy. I screwed up my wrist. I've got the shoulders of a 60-year-old at this point in the
Wow.
game, but been stepped on a few times. That's crazy though.
So what age were you doing that?
That would have been like 19 through 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Man.
Because I was gonna say you don't look that old right now. So you've lived several lives. It sounds like that's pretty cool.
I try and squeeze the mess out of life if I can,
So were you doing music at that time?
I was just getting into it. I was writing songs and stuff. I wasn't really doing a whole lot of venues at that point in the game. And when I came out of that, I needed something to do that got my adrenaline going, I started.
Yeah, I can imagine being you're a single individual on a stage with people watching and singing, but just by yourself. It's football, you can hide and stuff. You're just, everybody's focused on you, so that I can imagine the adrenaline there. Where was the first place it was your first show, first time performing?
Man, well, there's been all kinds of little backyard things
Right.
and stuff like that coming up. But I remember I played this. It was some kind of a little event for somebody, and a buddy of y'all's probably, Kenny Curlins.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
He was out there and he was doing some booking for a place in Washington, and he saw me play a couple songs. He was like, "Hey man, you want to come, play over there?" And I had no idea I was going to even get into music like that.
Yeah.
So I had to learn about like a 40-song set list in like 2 weeks.
Damn.
And
My goodness.
got started with that, started putting stuff on social media, and then next thing I know, we were doing 120 shows a year. So
Kenny's your unofficial agent. He talks about you a lot, hypes you
all
up.
the time,
so,
man. Kenny's the man now.
Wow.
All right, so Do you have a sports background at all? Like, did you play sports growing up? Do you watch it? Anything?
Man, I'll be honest. So I played a little bit of baseball like early on growing up, but once I got into rodeo, everything else kind of went out the window, and then music doesn't leave you time for much else.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was gonna say the crowd aspect. You don't mind a crowd, obviously, or do you? Like, is that something you had to get over, or do you like the attention?
man, I'll tell you what, you're less nervous in front of 2,000 people than you are in front of 3 people.
Oh, he's gonna make them nervous today. I think.
Yeah, you can look at all our individual faces. And be like, this guy not
man,
like it? What's wrong with
man, I know all these people. Crap.
Man, but so, like the songwriting, is that something, like it comes to you, or you just sit down and think, or like you said, you just let it come to you normally?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So most of the time, it pops out of nowhere.
Right.
And most of the time it pops out of nowhere when I'm as far away from a guitar as you can possibly be. So
yeah.
you got to try and remember it and rush home and get the idea out.
Wow.
But after a while, you get used to it. And like when I go back and forth to Nashville, I write with a bunch of guys out there. And so then as everybody gets in the room, it's like, all right, we're going to write a song today.
Wow.
But that's usually, those are songs that we're pitching to other people. That's really not, most of my recorded stuff I do by myself.
I was gonna say, okay, John.
I was just going to ask, how many of your songs are like based off your past life experiences? Like maybe tells the story of something that went on in your life, or
I mean, in one way or another, all of them, for the most part. Always Was is one that I was actually in Nashville, and me and a buddy of mine were talking about how sometimes, like all your people back home that you used to get to hang out with every weekend, once you get going in the music industry, you're busy. And your week, you Monday and Tuesday is your days off, and then it's back into it. So you start missing like all the like parties and events and a lot of the tailgates stuff you used to go to. And I had a buddy of mine, he used to have a big party every year, and he's like my brother. And I had to miss it like 3 years in a row. And he called me, he was like, man, where are you at this year? I was like, I'm in Nashville, dude. And we sat down after that and wrote a song called Always Was, and it's basically about, even though I'm not around, like I still love everybody back home, still got love for everybody, still the same person I was like growing up, still love the fish and hunt, I just don't get time to anymore. You know what I mean?
right.
And that's, yeah, all the songs we put out, I try and have something that's happened to me, or like something that's happened to me or somebody close to me or something like that involved in it. I don't like just making up a song about something I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of disingenuous.
Right. Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah.
So-
I guess it comes easier when it's like, I say hard, but like when it just comes natural.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah. Well, that's like, I mean, like we have a song coming out. Got a song coming out at the end of this month called We All Drink Beer, and I know plenty about drinking beer, so you know what I mean?
Life experiences. So, how many songs have you written that others have performed that are out there right now?
So right now, I think I've got 2 out right now. Actually, my buddy of mine, Mikhail Buck, he's cut one. He's dropping at the end of the month too. It's called Heartbreak Song, and I had written half of it, and he had written half of it, and neither one of us knew we had written half of it. And we got together and hanging out one afternoon. He started playing something. I said, "What is that?" And he's like, "Oh, it's this thing I've been messing with." I was like, "That's crazy because it matches up with this thing I've been messing with." So we got together, and our buddy Jake Sutton, he was in the house. He was helping us out a little bit, and we got it wrote, and he's putting it out this, August 24th, I think.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. Cooper Greer joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. Cooper, can you, I don't know, play us a little ditty as we go to break here? That'd be cool.
I could probably do that. Hang on just a second. Grab his guitar.
All right.
Guitar's right over here.
Grab the old guitar.
Nice little guitar, man.
Guitar have a name? Do you like name it or anything?
Name it like a boat.
I got a whole nother story about a boat.
Let's hear it. So what do we got here?
If you're asking about the guitar, this guitar right here, if you notice right there, it's a nice little.
shoot.
So I just got back in the country. I was down fishing in Belize for a while, and I take my guitar everywhere I go. This guitar right here is the American Airlines guitar. Very special edition. I don't know if you noticed it, but they add to it a little bit.
Bryce, you hit up Belize on the weekends to do any fishing?
Yeah, just here and there.
Every now and again?
I mean, it's less of a weekend thing. About once a year. It's all the time I can get off.
All right. Cooper Greer.
All right. She was a pretty little brown-haired, blue-eyed girl, standing there swinging them long brown curls. A little too high class for an old white trash boy like me. She was sitting in the front seat singing along every old Hank Williams song. And I knew then it was so plain to see. Driver I needed to be. was always that kind of guy. You've been on getting high, raising a little cane on a Saturday night. You're always that kind of girl, raised up in a high-class world. Your daddy always said I wasn't living right. Headed home from school one day, Dad on beat up Chevrolet. I broke down right there on the side of that old dirt road. You pulled up, said jump on in. That summer we became best friends. So much more. With a pretty little brown hair, blue-eyed girl standing there swinging them long brown curls. Little too high class for an old white dress boy like me. She was sitting in the front seat singing along every Charlie Daniels song. I knew then it was so plain to see. Drive her right and hit the beat.
Yes, sir.
That was awesome.
That was great.
Thank you.
I forgot all about the singing part of it. I didn't really, awesome voice to go with the strumming.
Man.
Awesome stuff. All right, Shirley, I tell you what, call in now. What are we giving away today, Shirley?
Hold on 1 second. Let's see, a $10 gift card to AJ's.
$10 gift card. AJ McMurphy's on the line. Caller number 4 right now, 317-1250. Can you hang out one more second?
Yeah, man, I got you.
All right, let's do it. More with Cooper Greer, Bryce Williams. Back with you, Pirate Radio Live after this. Okay, Stash. Any update on the MLB trade deadline? Got about 18 minutes left,
I
Danny.
actually have a lot of updates. Philly DFA Josh Harrison, make room.
Didn't know he was still playing baseball.
Cubs DFA'd Hall of Famer, good guy Trey Mancini to make room for their new trade with the Nationals.
So the Cubs buying?
No, not necessarily,
Oh, okay.
but making moves technically. Eduardo Rodriguez vetoed a trade to the Dodgers today. Vetoed, not going.
Good for him. He's my new favorite player.
10-team clause, and they're one of the teams.
Wow, interesting.
Luis Patino traded from the Rays to the White Sox to replace Giolito, as they got rid of him last week to take him to the Angels. Jake Berger, who is quite the interesting guy here, he got traded to the Marlins for their 4th prospect. Jake Berger is hitting .214 this year. Right-handed bat, 24 home runs, but hitting .214. And then the Rangers actually just traded for a catcher to help out and bolster their lineup, Austin Hedges. And also, big news, Gavin Williams on the bump tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern in Houston.
Look at this guy.
This guy.
On it.
This guy.
On the bump.
On the bump,
On the
baby.
mound.
On the bump.
Throwing cheese.
Toeing the rubber.
Toeing the slab.
Toeing the slab. What else? Anything else, Danny, we should know about? Any other euphemisms up there on the... No? All right. Really?
On the bump.
The reviews are in for Cooper Greer. Kaz said dope. Noah said that was fire. And Joey says might need to add country music to the playlist now. You're making new fans. You can be the top Puerto Rican country star down with Joey's folks. But no, that was awesome. So what was that ditty called there?
That song's called Right Where I Needed to Be. It's one we put out. Shoot, I put that song out 5 years ago.
Okay. Wow.
One of the very first ones, man.
How many? Do you know how many songs you have released or?
I've got 7 out right now, but we've got 40 more waiting to get put out. I'm always writing something new, man.
I know you're the one that's writing these songs with some other people, but like, how hard is it to like remember all those songs? Like, I think about it all the time with people putting on concerts. They go from one song to one song to one song, and I guess they've sang the song so many times that it's just like second nature. Is that right?
But that's the whole deal, right? It's like it's not hard for me to remember song lyrics or how to play them, but I can't remember the name of a song ever. So I have to get a sheet of paper and tape it to the stage in front of me with the name of each song that we're getting ready to play. And as soon as I see the name, I'm like, oh yeah, I know how to do this.
So you could spout off, I mean, I don't know, I mean, you think like 50, 100, well you said 40 song playlist. I mean, 100 songs, is that crazy that you could probably spout off if
Yeah, I mean, like
the list?
if I'm up to date on everything, you know, easily, 60, 70, 80 songs, you know.
Do
That's
you?
part of the
So
playbook.
Bryce's intro song when we bring him on the show is "Brand New Man" by Brooks and Dunn. Do you know that song by chance?
Let's see. Who's gonna sing it?
Well, Chandler and I sing it, so I guess we would. If you could, you give us like a
Can you get the lyrics?
because it starts.
Is that a good key for you?
I don't even know what that means. So. Okay, yeah, give me like a 1, 2, or something. So, because it starts right out of the gate, we got to get going.
That song.
Yeah. Or do we start? Or
Yeah,
do you-
they said 1, 2, 3, 4.
I saw the light, I was baptized by the fire in your touch and the flame in your eyes. I'm born to love again, I'm a brand new man.
Yeah.
What's that? Nashville? Oh, hello.
We got the newest duo in town right here.
We're Broken Dawn, the Brooks and Dunn cover band. Somebody called us that.
Oh man, somebody needs to do something with that, like a YouTube parody band or something.
That would be
So, like, if you're playing a show, how many covers are you playing versus originals?
It depends on the show. Like the one we did with Jake Owen the other night, we did like I don't know, like 5 originals, 4 covers, something like that. But now if we're doing a bar gig, you're talking about doing like a 40 song set. So we're probably doing 8 originals and
Right.
32 covers. So
wow.
yeah. These opener shows are nice. You're only playing for 45 minutes and you're playing all your own stuff. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I've seen you play the Buck before. It's kind of, I guess you guys have a set, like you know what song you're going to play after another. But, because it's like you finish the song, you might like let the crowd cheer a little bit, and you look at your band members, and it's like they know exactly what song they're going to play. And usually it's started by the drummer, like he'll start them, doing the drums, or your lead guitarist is starting, and next thing you know, you're playing the next song.
That's the way it's supposed to work. But I get antsy. That's how I'll be like, man. I was like, I know we're supposed to play this song next, but let's play this song.
I'm feeling this one.
Yeah.
So I'll mess the set list up all the time. The guys hate it, but it's like, man, I'm telling you, they're gonna like this song right now. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, things cross like football. You got your set plays and stuff,
Yeah,
but
right.
you see what the defense is doing. You might want to change it, right?
You gotta think on your feet, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we do. We call an audible. That's what we say.
Wow.
So
That's crazy. What my biggest thing is,
Get on your mic there, tall guy.
Man.
Your neck's too
Speak
long.
into there.
Yeah, there you go.
you know, when I go to bars and they're singing, and my voice is shot after one night. Yeah, is there like a remedy, or how do you, recover? What's your treatment?
whiskey.
It's good for what else?
Technically, that's bad for you, but for me, it seems to. I mean, really, honestly, water and getting enough sleep.
Okay.
Which is 2 things that I'm not good at. Yeah.
You're already bad.
So the whiskey has to kind of take the spot of the 2 of those.
Right.
So this is, I don't know how to ask this question, but what's the next big move? What has to happen for the nation to know Cooper Greer?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just go by what everybody's doing today. I just need a good TikTok.
Yeah. Sad to say, but yeah.
I'm terrible at TikTok though, man. That's not my I like playing in bars. I like being in front of people and writing songs and stuff. I hate singing to a camera.
Right.
But at this point, you've got connections in the music world. I'm sure you're talking about Scotty McCreery and Jacob, like others. So.
Well, and that's what the deal is now. Is we finally made enough noise. We've gotten the attention.
Yeah.
And now you have to deliver on that. So we've got this tour booked out. We're playing. I mean, the rest of my year's booked right now to the end of the year.
Wow, that's crazy.
So,
yeah.
well, I think I've got 60, 65 more shows left or something.
Jeez.
So what the deal is every show you're trying to make new fans. You're trying to, get your music out there and stuff. They'll tell their friends. And when you come back to that town next year, there was 5 people this year that were singing your songs, and the next year you go and there'll be 50. And the next year you go, there'll be 500. It's constantly about. It's just like any other business. You're constantly growing and putting everything back into it, stuff. And you can. I mean, there's offers that you can take and get signed, but there's a lot of rough record deals out there too. So for me, I want to stay independent as long as I can.
Nice.
Until I have the leverage to get what I want out of it.
And everybody, to a much lesser degree, we got a great show today because we got Cooper Greer and Bryce and Jason Nichols on, but we got to do it again tomorrow. Bryce, you have a good year in football. The expectations now to be even better next year. that like there's pressure on musicians, like, and hopefully you're enjoying it to where it's not so much work. But I've heard like people talk about that, like you got that first hit or first album, now there's major pressure on another one. So I don't even know if this is a question. Like, how do you keep it fun, basically?
Man, and it's one of those things. It's like I think I was talking about earlier, shaking it up on stage. Like, hey, I know this is the list we played every night for the last 2 weeks, but let's do something that we haven't sang it.
Do something different, yeah.
Let's do this, that, or the other. And like for me, I really enjoy the writing aspect. I really enjoy the performing aspect of it. So it's a lot of fun as it is. But yeah, I mean, it does. You get to grinding and doing the same thing every day, and you constantly gotta find, okay, let's do something fun at this show. Let's do something different here, or let's make the drummer play left-handed.
Well, Larry Bird used to play left-handed when he would get bored and score 30 points. So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, Cooper, you mind giving us one more as we go to break and say goodbye for you to you for the day?
Let's see.
Get another little bit here.
It's weird. It doesn't like sound real. I'm like,
It ain't cool. I mean, we watch Bryce Williams catch touchdowns and we're amazed. But like, you're sitting here watching this guy, and it's like,
I'd rather watch this.
I know. I mean, it's amazing to see it in person.
Yeah, this song, my voice is shot because I drank too much rum this week, but we're gonna try this. Is the new one's coming out.
Awesome.
Go 24 pack, chilling in the back. Shotgun in my Chevrolet, hanging in the rack. Tires kicking up, dust clouds flying past. If you really wanna know about me, then brother, I'm glad you asked, y'all. I'm from a little small town out in the middle of nowhere crowd. Grew up in BFE, if y'all know what I'm talking about. You really wanna know all about a small town, folks, then hop on in and friend, I'll show you around. We circle up all trucks on Friday night. We think the Southern Draw, hey, all the sounds all around. We love our country, we a little bit of rock and roll. You didn't know, now you know. We raise our glass for that old red, white, and blue. We sing along with Terry Church, buddy, how about you? There's something that you ought to know about us folks around here. Yeah, we all drink beer.
Oh yeah,
Stuff right there. That is good stuff.
Is that on iTunes yet?
Not yet. End of the month, man. End of the month.
Man, you hear like studio versions of songs and then hear it live, and you're like, man, this is not as like you live are a real deal.
If I turned away, I think I'm in the radio.
Yeah, awesome.
You have to wait to the end of the month to hear that song, but good thing that we archive things here on Pirate Radio. You can just go back to this show if you want to just keep hearing that song or whatever
As
again.
many times as you want. All right, so Cooper, how can people learn more about you, tickets, dates, all that stuff?
Yeah, you can find us like my big one. I use Instagram a lot, so that's just Cooper Greer on Instagram. We've got a website. We're getting it back up right now. With me being out of town, I forgot to update it. So, but it's just CooperGreer.com. Facebook, same thing. Cooper Greer Music on everything else, and yeah. iTunes, Spotify.
And August 31st, they'll be playing the after party at Dirty Dan's. So after a fun night at the State Theater, head on over to Dirty Dan's for an awesome set from Cooper Greer. Cooper, man, awesome meeting you. That was great, man.
Hey, man, appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me.
Anytime you're in Greenville, you're welcome to stop by and hang out with us.
Absolutely, I'm always around. I'm either here playing or drinking, one of the two. So.
Do a little bit of both here. That'll be fine.
Right,
All right, we'll take our final break. Come back, get ready to wrap it up. We'll get a mini edition of Pirate Radio Outdoors with Bryce Williams after this.